that looks bright and rich to me, at least on the test swatch that I made. I think this is going to be one of my favorite yellow ochres that I have. The consistency of the paint is also semi-firm, creamy consistency. And as you can see there, I feel like this one didn't have a lot of product inside the tube, but yeah, yellow ochre is not a paint that you use too much of because of its opacity. I think I want to take that back. I think this has a soft, creamy consistency, slightly watery though. I mean, from seeing that pour. And again, that's yellow ochre. Color code 744. Love earthy colors. Okay, this is burnt sienna. The color code is 074. They use pigment PR101, which is synthetic iron oxide red. I love PR101. It's one of my favorite pigments. The permanence of this paint is AA, which is extremely permanent. The light fastness is 1. Burnt sienna is a transparent color for Cotman. Some pure 101s, they are slightly opaque, but this one is transparent. This one, I think, also is one of the best burnt siennas I've used. I mean, I've tried. When I swatch this, this has a strong, like brown orange tint. I actually really liked how this swatched. The consistency, okay. The consistency though, it's a little watery. As you, do you see that there are like air bubbles from this tube? Right now, I'm gonna say that this is probably one of the paints that I will purchase um, in a bigger tube, maybe an 8 mil. I mean, not in the near future, but yeah, when when I finish this pan, which I don't know when that will be because I don't use a lot of paint when I play around with watercolor. But this one, yes, it's a definitely this is a rebuy color. But sadly, like I said, this tube was watery. I didn't um, put a lot of product on the pan just because I know that this will be a strong paint. Okay, so that is burnt sienna. Second to the last color, this is burnt umber. It has two pigments. We have PBR7, which is a brown iron oxide, and the same PY42 from yellow ochre. The permanence is AA, which is extremely permanent. The light fastness is 1. And this color is opaque. Burnt umbers, they differ, I think, from different brands because this some of my burnt umbers have this cool undertone, but this one has a warm undertone, which I like. browns or burnt umbers or Van Dyke brown or sepia. These are my favorite browns that I have. But I also want to try out like a Mars brown. But while pouring this has a very nice, firm, creamy consistency. And I find that this has a lot of product on the tube. I didn't have to pour too much to fill the pan up to the brim. So that is burnt umber 076. Okay, I mean, last from this set, but not the last one that I'll feature. This is lamp black. The color code is 337. They used pigment PBK6. PBK6 is carbon black or shungite. Shungite. I don't know how to say that. Um, this is one of those opaque black shades. The permanence is extremely permanent, and the light fastness is 1. Um, PBK6, I find that it is a strong black color. A lot of professionals, they don't use black or white when they are painting because it is better to make your own black. They always say that. For me, I think I tend to, because sometimes when you use black, it tends to look a little flat on paper. So I think it is much more better to mix your own, and it looks um, cohesive. They keep saying that cohesive with the other paints. Some mix ultramarine and burnt sienna, I think, to make a black. So you can try those. I mean, I've tried it a few times, but I haven't used it in my paintings. It's not like I make a lot of paintings, but yeah, it's good to know that you can mix black easily. So that's lamp black. Okay, so this, like I said earlier, I already have a purple lake from a purchase I did years and years ago. So I will be using my old paint because I don't see the point in using the new one. Okay, so Purple Lake is color has a color code of 544. This uses PV19, the same with Permanent Rose. It has a permanence of A and a light fastness of 2. So Purple Lake is a transparent color. The consistency of this paint is close to um, the Prussian blue. I mean, it's not gel-like, but it has that sort of like a shiny sheen when it settles. Like I said, this is an old paint, but ever since I did put this on the pan, it still has that shiny sheen to it. Um, It is not my favorite color. I don't lean towards any violet, but it is, I think, will be good for botanicals if you are into that. I don't know why I bought this, by the way, like a few years back, but I saw it was on sale along with the other paint that I will mention. Okay, this is also the another paint that I purchased with along with a purple lake. This is Cadmium Red Pale Hue. The color code is 103. It has two pigments, which are PY65 and then a PR255. So PY65 is Hansel Yellow Deep, which is also in Cadmium Yellow Hue, and PR255 is Pyrrole Scarlet. Okay, this has a permanence of A, and the light fastness is not available. I forgot to check the opacity for this color. Okay, this also has that same consistency like Purple Lake. It's sort of like a firm-ish, creamy consistency. Um, this is also one of the reasons that I wasn't so bummed out with the orange hue, the cadmium orange hue, because I have this cadmium red pale hue. To me looks a bit like a vermilion color, but this is not vermilion, of course. It's cadmium red pale hue. Okay, so that is for this pan pouring. um, I do also have a couple more Cotman paints, but I will do a separate video on that. Okay, so this is how it looked like on day 0. I did again poured this paint up to the brim because I know that maybe most of these paints will cave in. Okay, so that is the Cotman watercolors by Winsor and Newton in 5 milliliter tubes. Please check out the next video for these, which I think I will be doing in a few days after this voice recording. I will be swatching this out on video. So I'm placing this back on the box because I don't know where to put them because we need to be organized. Just so I know where to look for them when I need to pan pour again. Okay, now this is the test test swatch that I was talking about earlier. So right off the bat, these are very bright, vivid watercolors. Again, I did not use water. I just when I was cleaning up the caps of the tubes, this is where it goes. No water, just paint. So they would look very opaque. And then I did try to do the rub test to check if they will come off. Because if they do come off, it means that they're chalky. But with this one, no paint um, transferred to my fingers, so they are not chalky. Hopefully, they're not. So thank you for watching and check out my next video. Bye!